coffee is not only a popular beverage but also offers many health benefits when consumed properly. Here are some of the benefits of coffee. Increases energy and alertness. Coffee contains caffeine, a stimulant that helps enhance alertness and reduce feelings of fatigue. Caffeine can also improve concentration and work performance. Improves cardiovascular health. Some studies suggest that moderate coffee consumption may reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease due to its antioxidant compounds and ability to improve blood circulation. Supports weight loss. Coffee can stimulate metabolism and help burn fat, making dieting or exercise routines more effective. Good for the brain. The caffeine in coffee can improve memory and brain sharpness. Studies also show that regular coffee consumption may lower the risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases. Reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. Some research indicates that drinking coffee may help lower the risk of type 2 diabetes due to its effect on improving insulin sensitivity. Supports digestion. Coffee helps stimulate the production of stomach acid, which aids digestion and reduces bloating. Combats depression and improves mood. Coffee can stimulate the production of serotonin and dopamine, two neurotransmitters that play an important role in mood regulation, helping reduce anxiety and depression. However, coffee should be consumed in moderation. Drinking the coffee cultivation can lead to side effects such as anxiety, insomnia, preparation to high blood pressure and processing. Here is an overview of the main steps in the coffee growing process. Choosing coffee varieties. There are two popular coffee varieties grown in Vietnam, Arabica and Robusta. The choice of coffee variety depends on the climate, elevation of the planting area, and the intended use, pure coffee or blends. Arabica coffee is suitable for growing in areas with elevations of 800 m or higher, with a light, mildly acidic taste, ideal for the premium coffee market. Robusta coffee is suitable for lowland areas, tolerating high temperatures and humidity, with a bitter taste and high caffeine content, typically used for instant coffee production. Soil preparation. Coffee thrives in soil with a pH level between 5.5 and 6.5, and the soil must be loose, well-drained, and free of weeds. Before planting, the soil should be clear of weeds and enriched with organic or biofertilizers to improve its fertility. The soil for coffee cultivation should also be deep, sufficiently moist, and well-drained to prevent waterlogging. Coffee plants need to be grown in areas with ample sunlight, but not directly exposed to harsh sunlight. Planting and sowing. Seeds. Coffee seeds are typically sown in soil pots in a nursery. After about 6 to 9 months, when the young plants are mature enough to withstand outdoor weather conditions, they will be transplanted. Transplanting young plants. The coffee plants are planted at an appropriate distance, usually 2 x 2 m or 2 x 3 m, to provide sufficient space for the plants to grow well. Caring for coffee plants. Watering. Coffee plants need to be watered evenly, especially during dry seasons. However, it's important to avoid overwatering or waterlogging. Pruning and protecting the plants. Prune excess branches and shape the plants to encourage healthy growth and ease future harvesting. Additionally, regularly inspect and protect the plants from pests and diseases such as aphids, fungi, or harmful insects. Fertilizing. Fertilizing with organic or chemical fertilizers, depending on the plant's needs, is necessary to help the coffee plants thrive. Regular soil testing is also important to ensure that nutrients are added in a timely manner. Flowering and fruiting. Coffee plants typically bloom in the spring. After about 6 to 8 months from flowering, the coffee cherries will begin to ripen. This process is influenced by climate conditions, temperature, and rainfall. Flowering and fruiting are critical stages in the coffee plant's development. If the weather is unfavorable, the plants may not bloom, or the flowers may fall off. Harvesting. Coffee. Manual harvesting. For Arabica coffee, the harvesting process is usually done by hand to select ripe cherries. Ripe coffee cherries are red or bright yellow. Mechanical harvesting. For Robusta coffee, mechanical harvesting can be used since the cherries tend to ripen more uniformly. Processing. Coffee. After harvesting, the coffee cherries must be processed immediately to preserve the flavor and quality of the beans. Wet processing. This is the common method for Arabica coffee. After harvesting, the cherries are depulped and soaked in water to remove the mucilage surrounding the beans. The cleaned beans are then dried. Dry processing, suitable for Robusta coffee. The cherries are dried directly under the sun until the outer skin is dry and easily separated from the beans. Drying and roasting coffee. Drying, the coffee beans, after processing, need to be dried to a moisture content of around 10 to 12% before storage. Roasting, this is the final step before the coffee is brought to the market. Coffee can be roasted at varying levels, depending on consumer preferences and needs. Storage and transportation. Processed and roasted coffee should be stored in dry, cool conditions, away from direct sunlight and high humidity to preserve its flavor for an extended period. From the steps above, it is clear that coffee cultivation and processing require meticulous care and patience, with natural factors such as climate and soil playing a critical role. Coffee is not only a beverage but also an important agricultural industry, contributing significantly to the economy of many countries. The coffee harvesting process is an important step in coffee production, as it directly impacts the quality of the coffee beans after processing. Coffee harvesting requires precision and attention to detail to ensure only the fully ripe cherries are selected, as only ripe cherries can provide the best flavor quality. Below is the detailed coffee harvesting process. Determining the harvest time. Harvest time, the time for coffee harvesting depends on the variety of the tree, climate, and weather conditions. Typically, coffee flowers bloom in spring, and the cherries ripen after about 6 to 9 months. Coffee cherries can ripen from September to December, depending on the region and weather conditions. Signs of ripe cherries. Ripe coffee cherries are bright red or yellow for some coffee varieties. When the cherries are ripe, the skin will be taut and easy to separate from the beans inside. If the cherries are not ripe, the skin will be green or light yellow. Coffee harvesting methods. There are two main methods for harvesting coffee: manual harvesting and mechanical harvesting. Manual harvesting. Selecting ripe cherries. Manual harvesting allows for selective picking of evenly ripened cherries, ensuring high-quality beans. The harvester picks each cherry from the tree, choosing only the ripe ones, red or yellow. Harvesting technique. The harvester gently twists the cherries to avoid breaking the branches or damaging the tree. Sometimes, a basket or bag is used to collect the cherries during the process. Advantages. This method ensures high coffee quality because only ripe cherries are selected. Especially for high-quality Arabica coffee, manual harvesting is essential to maintain the quality. Disadvantages. It is time-consuming and labor-intensive, especially for large coffee plantations. Mechanical harvesting. Using harvesting machines. This method uses specialized machines, often employed for harvesting Robusta coffee. The machine shakes the coffee branches to make the cherries fall, which are then collected. Advantages. It saves time and effort, particularly for large coffee plantations. Disadvantages. It cannot selectively pick only ripe cherries, which may affect the coffee quality since unripe or overripe cherries may be harvested. Harvesting in multiple phases. Multiple harvests. Coffee cherries do not ripen uniformly on the same tree, so multiple harvests are usually required within a season. Typically, a coffee tree needs to be harvested 2 to 3 times during the harvest season to ensure only ripe cherries are picked. Interval between harvests. Depending on the conditions and coffee variety, the interval between harvests can range from 2 weeks to 1 month. Post-harvest care for coffee trees. After harvesting, the coffee trees need proper care to recover for the next harvest. Pruning, adding nutrients, and checking for pests are essential steps during this period. Sorting coffee cherries after harvest. Sorting and grading. After harvest, the coffee cherries need to be sorted to remove unripe, damaged, or pest-infested cherries. These cherries will not be used in processing as they could negatively affect the quality of the coffee. Ripe coffee. Ripe cherries are immediately processed to preserve their best flavor. Proper sorting ensures high-quality coffee after roasting and processing. Storing coffee cherries after harvest. Temporary storage. If coffee cannot be processed immediately, the cherries need to be stored in a dry, cool environment to prevent spoilage from moisture or mold. Processing. The coffee processing can be done immediately after harvesting or within a short period to ensure quality. Processing methods may include wet processing, removing the coffee cherry skin, or dry processing, sun-drying the cherries. Conclusion. The coffee harvesting process requires careful attention to detail and precision to obtain the best quality coffee cherries. Whether using manual or mechanical harvesting methods, the most important factor is to harvest the cherries at the right time of ripeness to ensure the quality of the coffee beans after processing. The coffee packaging process is an essential step in the coffee production chain, aimed at preserving the quality and flavor of the coffee beans after harvest and processing while making it convenient for transportation and consumption. This process includes steps such as sorting, processing, packaging, and storage. Below are the detailed steps in the coffee packaging process. Sorting and grading coffee beans. After harvesting and processing, the coffee cherries need to be sorted to remove substandard factors such as unripe cherries. Coffee cherries that are green or not fully ripe will be removed as they will affect the flavor and quality of the coffee. Damaged cherries. Coffee cherries that are moldy, pest-infested, or damaged will not be included in the packaging process. Mucilage and coffee husk. After processing, coffee will have the mucilage layer removed and cleaned of the outer husk, if using the wet processing method, or dried using the dry processing method. This helps clean the beans and improves coffee quality. Drying and moisture control. After sorting and grading, the coffee beans need to be dried to reduce moisture to about 10 to 12%. This is an important step to ensure the coffee is stored for a long time without becoming moldy or damp. Natural sun drying. Coffee is dried under the sun or with specialized drying machines under controlled temperature conditions to ensure proper moisture content. Moisture checking. After drying, the coffee beans will be checked for moisture to ensure they are not too wet, which could lead to spoilage during transportation or long-term storage. Packaging coffee. Once the coffee has been processed and dried, the next step is packaging for storage and transportation. Proper packaging is crucial to ensure the coffee's quality when it reaches the consumer. Common packaging methods include paper packaging. Materials. Paper packaging is often used for whole beans or ground coffee in some cases. This packaging may include craft paper or paper lined with plastic to improve moisture resistance and protect the coffee. Information on packaging. The packaging should clearly display information such as the product name, production date, expiration date, and the origin of the coffee. It may also include usage or storage instructions. B. Plastic packaging. Specialized plastic packaging. Plastic or aluminum packaging is often used for whole beans, ground coffee, or instant coffee. These materials are moisture resistant and protect the coffee from external environmental factors such as humidity, light, and air. Packaging design. Plastic packaging may include a foil layer or metallic film to protect the coffee beans from oxidation and maintain their flavor. The packaging may also feature a gas release valve, which helps preserve the coffee's quality over time. C. Vacuum packaging. Vacuum technology. This advanced packaging method helps preserve coffee in a low-oxygen environment, allowing the coffee to maintain its fresh flavor for longer. Vacuum packaging prevents oxidation and keeps the coffee beans from becoming moldy or damaged during storage and transportation. Used for premium coffee. This method is typically used for high-quality coffee or pre-ground coffee. Ensuring quality during packaging. Quality check. Before packaging, coffee beans are thoroughly checked for cleanliness, ripeness, and uniformity. Beans that are cracked, damaged, or show signs of mold will be discarded. Packaging check. Packaging materials should be carefully inspected for tightness, moisture resistance, and safety during use. Damaged or substandard packaging should not be used for coffee packaging. Storage and transportation. After packaging, the coffee will be stored in warehouses under dry, cool conditions, avoiding direct sunlight and high humidity. Packaging must ensure that the coffee remains free from mold or environmental damage. Transportation. After packaging, the coffee is transported to retailers, supermarkets, distributors, or exported to international markets. Secure and high-quality packaging protects the product throughout the shipping process.